I've got a question. Are you a pastor? Are you struggling to grow your church on social media, using the social media platform? If you do, I understand. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use social media to grow your church. What's going on, everybody? My name's Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach. And today I do want to let you know that I'm also a former pastor. I pastored full-time for about 13 years as an associate pastor. And even prior to that, I have been involved in youth ministry, oh my Lord, for 20 plus years. And I do understand what it looks like to try and leverage social media to help you grow your church. Now, full disclosure, I have a marketing background. I worked in radio sales. Wasn't quite the same as what social media is, but I remember when social media sort of came into the forefront and radio stations was even wondering, like, how are we going to compete with internet radio? How are we going to compete with live streaming? And I remember sort of that introduction. So as I left the radio industry and went into full-time ministry, I learned very quickly that there is a legitimate audience on the social media platform. So pastors, here's one of the things that I want you to focus on. Number one, in order to grow your church using social media, you're going to have to get super clear on who you are. Meaning, who are you at your DNA level, and what does the church do that's unique to your ministry? Now, here's what we know. Although we're called to preach the gospel and take it to the entire world, the truth of the matter is that even Paul said, look, I'll become all things to all people that I might win some. He was clear on the fact that there's a group of people that he was after, or in our language, in the ministry world, who are you assigned to? That's the question that you need to get answered. As soon as you answer that question and you recognize this is who I am at my core, my next question is, who are you? What do you do? Now, that question is really critical to answer because at the end of the day, the what you do is what will determine what social media platform is best for you. I've got pastors that I coach that are huge on the millennial space because what they do is add value to millennials in their church. Or I also have clients who are really huge in adding value to baby boomer generation. So you have to know who you are, what you do. And the third question I want you to really wrap your mind around is getting an answer to why do you do it? Why is it that you feel specifically called to that particular group? There is an individual calling on every church leader, every pastor. And when you get super clear on what it is that you were designed to show up to do, it changes everything when it comes to connecting to your core audience on social media. So we said the who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? And then the other question, this really helps us to talk a little bit about social media itself. Who do you do it for? Now, most of you guys understand there's a specific message that God has given you, and you've drilled down on who you are, what you do, why you do it. When you answer the question who you do it for, now you're starting to identify your target audience. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky, and people like me really desire to help pastors who are doing it, who are in the trenches, figure this one out. There's a reason you should be on Facebook versus Instagram versus Twitter versus you name the social media platform. Whatever the social media platform, please understand there's a specific audience that gravitates toward that platform. And one of the things that you're going to have to get super clear on is what is it that they want? We call it a pain point. When you identify the pain of the person that you're going after and where are they, it helps you to form your messaging so that you can connect to that audience. So let's say, for instance, if you're talking to a millennial who is struggling to figure out about how their faith and how going to college sort of meshes, right? And maybe you have a specific message to that person. You may want to look at Instagram as to where you post that message. And then the content is important, but more important than the content to me is the consistency. How often are you willing to show up? Now, here is a fundamental mistake that many church leaders make. They think that just having a YouTube channel or just having an IG page or just having a Facebook page is enough. You have to have someone identified that can really focus on growing that effort. So at the end of the day, if you want to grow your church on social media, you have to identify first who you are, what you do, why you do it, and who you do it for. That begins to help you lay out the framework, and then if you need to call me, if you need to connect to somebody who can help you form your messaging to connect to that audience, how to show up, what colors you need from branding on, we help people with that. You'll probably need somebody in your corner that can help you navigate through that. But at the end of the day, if the other stuff isn't done first, then none of the back end stuff matters. You can have the best equipment in the world, you can have all of the bells and whistles, but if you're not clear on your messaging, who are you? What do you do? Why do you do it? And who you do it for? None of the other stuff matters. So I hope this has helped you. If it's added value to you, do me a favor, comment below and let us know how we can be of assistance, because here's what I do know. At the end of the day, guys, we all need some help. Y'all be good. We'll talk soon. Hey, if you're not a current subscriber to our channel, do me a huge favor. Click the link, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so that you can know when we show up and update our videos. We go live weekly on Saturday mornings. We got a whole bunch of things happening. We sure would love to see you there.